as a countdown to the 2027 general elections gathers momentum. Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his estranged political godfather, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, are once again locked in a fierce battle, this time over the governor's second-term ambition and who the true leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, is in Rivers State. Wike has dismissed claims that Rivers State Governor Simi Fubara has become the leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the state, following his defection from the People's Democratic Party. Speaking during an end-of-year media parley in Port Harcourt on Monday, Wike described Fubara's move to the APC as belated and politically inconsequential, insisting that party leadership is determined by structure, not office. Joining us on this show to discuss the leadership situation in the APC in Rivers State is Tonye Cole, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Mr. Cole, thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you so much, Ruben.
Wow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, our first guest this year.
Yeah,
our first guest this year.
Well, there's never a shortage of drama
Rivers State.
in your state. One week, one trouble, by all kinds of funny gladiators. But one thing I can extract from this is that, okay, one character says, oh, the governor does not stand a chance of a second term. He may have defected freshly to the APC, but he's not going to be the leader of the APC. And the person making that allegation is in the PDPO and is dictating. Or maybe he's an amphibious politician, one leg here, one leg there. So, but in the narrative, you are a chieftain of the APC. Where does that latest proclamation, where does it leave you? Because apparently you seem to be down the ladder that has been erected now in the politics of APC. Do you feel now marginalized and that you will not be allowed to have a voice in the party? No, but what do you think of this, 1 week, one trouble, problem that you have in Rivers State first and in APC Rivers?
Ruben, every time I come here to talk about Rivers State, I almost always start by saying that I wish we were in the news for something different and positive. And it's always sad that Rivers State is somehow in the mix of everything that sounds and seems wrong. You've highlighted several points already, and let me see if I can just pick them up one by one. The first aspect of it is that we have an FCT minister who is supposedly in PDP, but we believe and we see that PDP has expelled him, carried out a congress that was recognized by INEC, and so, in effect, is not in PDP at all. Neither is in APC. At this point, where he stands, which party he belongs to, is anybody's guess. That's the first aspect of it. The second is that we have a governor who defected into APC, displayed a card 001 as the leader of APC. Under normal political terms, a governor is the leader of the party in the state, under normal political terms. The main issue that Fubara has in the first instance is that the APC that welcomed him is not the APC recognized by law. There is a standing judgment that dismissed this entire process under which Tonye Cole stands as APC, which means that everything being done on that leg is illegal in the first instance. Now, everybody has ignored that, pushed that aside, and continued to run. It is a dangerous precedent down the road, which means that Governor Fubara, as leader of APC, is not the leader of the APC. And this is a convolution, which then brings it back to where do I stand? Under the agreement of law and the proper one that stands, the APC that is recognized by law, I don't care what is happening, whether the national says is this one or not, the one recognized by law today is the APC under which I stand, of which I am the leader of that APC. Now, at the end of the day, true justice and judgment will determine all of this. And so you have a minister that we don't know if he's in APC or PDP. He's in neither, but he's affaring very, very strongly in the affairs of both PDP and APC. We have that, and claims to be the leader of APC structurally without being in APC. I think that is very wrong. And I've always said that if he is willing to declare for APC and is willing to declare it under the APC that is legal, he's more than welcome. I will welcome him gladly as the leader of that faction. If Governor Fubara should decide to come into the proper APC recognized by law, again, he will be the leader. So I don't have a problem. But until that is done, I remain the leader of APC in Rivers State. And we'll see as it goes.
We have a battle of leaders.
Oh, you do.
You have
Rivers
a
big battle of leaders.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Thank you so much. And one of the things we had said with all these defections is that this kind of issues will come up.
Correct.
Whereby the current structure and the new people who are coming in, there might be some form of leadership tussle. But how do you feel? And I don't know when last you met with the president, who is the leader of the APC, on a national scale. Have you had this conversation with him? Because what he's positioning looks like he has welcomed Governor Fubara. They had a meeting and Governor Fubara was present. So it's almost a recognition of the party structures at national level of Governor Fubara as the leader, being the governor. Have you had conversations with the leadership of the APC? Have you had conversations with the president himself? And then how do you feel on a personal level that the people who during the last election, Rivers was a very peculiar case. They had an APC candidate, but they worked for the PDP candidate in the state. Do you feel betrayed now that it seems like the person they worked with against you as their party member is now legitimately in the party and could potentially now take that role that you once had without any support from your party? Would it even make you want to move from the APC based on these moves?
No. Okay, so to the last question first.
Yeah.
No, I'm not moving anywhere. First of all, the process that brought out Governor Fubara was live on TV. Everybody saw it. And it was, as best as I can describe it, a very, very stolen mandate. But I don't cry over spilt milk. He was done. We went to court about it. The court declared him winner, regardless of how he came about. And so he is the legitimate governor of Rivers State, regardless of the foundation that brought him in. Now, that foundation in itself is what is causing all the problem. And until they go back to address stolen mandates, the way elections are run, the way you change results so that whoever won lost and whoever lost won, until all that is addressed, we'll continue to have this kind of problems. So that problem is going to remain. Now, Governor Fubara and Nyesom Wike, as FCT minister, their challenge is that you know how you came out, and you know that I did everything to bring you out, and then you turn around on me. That's the problem. That genesis has not ended, and that problem is going to continue all the way till whenever the primaries happen. If he comes out as second term, so be it. To your beginning, and the president's involvement at a national level, APC has set out that they want to bring as many governors on board. And so asking Governor Fubara to move and defect to the APC is a national strategy. And for the president, so far so good. At a national level, nobody has a problem with that. Where the problem is who is the one doing the recognition, and does it stand by law? As far as I know, as long as that case is on, for which it's at the appeal court now, but there was a high court judgment that totally removed this structure of the APC. As long as that stands, anything they are doing is illegal.
So let me understand the conundrum. You want to run in 2027?
Oh, definitely.
So you're going to be running against 001?
Definitely, against 001. But 001 is illegal right now. If 001 comes to where I stand and all of that, then it will be a discussion of both.
So you can concede for 001 if it comes to you?
No, if it comes.
Yeah, so if it doesn't pass corner,
come and do it straight.
If you come and do it straight. So
let us sit down and negotiate.
You are ready to negotiate with 001.
But that's what politics is.
Okay.
As long as it is properly done.
Number two, all of this, have you expressed these grounds to President Tinubu?
No, not yet. And with President Tinubu, the minute I'm able to then sit down with him, these are the things that we're going to take.
Okay. So third point is, The leader of the APC, Tonye.
Which one? Tonye, okay.
Tonye, yeah. But I thought that was the same leader that him and Chieftain Wike were chummy at a point.
Very chummy. They're still a chummy.
They are still chummy, but he was the one that lifted the hands of 001 up.
Somebody gave him instructions.
Somebody gave him instructions.
So counter instructions. But the first aspect of it is that you can be a masquerade wearing a mask. Underneath, you haven't changed. You are the same person. Tonye Cole is very, very PDP. Was PDP before. Is, or, I don't know, APD, APC, whatever it is in Rivers State. He has not changed his color. He just changed and claimed to become the leader or the chairman of the APC in Rivers State. So
who is the factional chairman of APC?
Emeka Beke.
So it's Emeka Beke faction that you are part of?
No, but that's where we started. And you cannot change that. Emeka Beke was proper Congress was carried out. That Congress recognized him until Chieftain Wike came into the picture after the election. And suddenly, Emeka Beke is no longer
speaking
recognized.
of Mr. Chieftain Wike, I heard you took a very good friend, Mr. Chieftain Wike, to court.
Yeah, I did.
You want to collect 40 billion from him because
It's a small
he
amount.
revealed some things about you. He talked about a particular phone call, that you were, not straightforward. You want to clarify what he talked about?
First of all, the matter is in court. And so let's leave the matter in court.
Yeah.
But secondly, the man is known to hyperbole. And so...
He said he put that phone on speaker.
No problem now.
Did you actually quickly flip, like he said?
But that is absolute bull. Sincerely. It is very wrong to say it, and he knows the truth. That is definitely not what happened. The truth is that did not happen.
That call never happened?
No.
Or what you said on the call never happened? Okay, the call never happened.
Never happened.
Mr. Cole, where are the people of Rivers State in all of this? Do you think that they are getting a good deal from the government of the day or from the political leaders that are currently on the stage in Rivers State?
I think the people of Rivers State are the victims here. They always have been the victims and are the victims. I don't think they're getting a good deal. Because of the turmoil in Rivers State development has been stalled. As we speak, since the governor came back into office, legitimately brought back by the end of the emergency rule, very little development has happened. We are back to political fighting. Ruben, since the day this government came in, this particular government till today, Rivers State has regressed in development, has regressed in every indices that you can think about. And this is not right. And the people who are suffering are the people. It must end.
Right. Okay, since you touched on the emergency rule and the appointment of a temporary administrator under an administration of a party that you belong to, what's your assessment of that? Because a number of Rivers people have said that it didn't all go well. I mean, the court has ruled on that, but your assessment of that, even the accountability, the call for accountability by Ibokete Ibas, saying that how did he spend Rivers people's money? Was the security situation serious enough to have had that period of time? How did it impact on governance for the Rivers people? Because at the end of the day, what you're pushing for is the core, the people themselves. So what's your assessment of that? Should have been in place in the first place?
We've been on air and on record that I did not think it was a necessary action at the time that it happened. We were not in that level of crisis to demand a state of emergency. However, the president had the right to declare it, and I never doubted that aspect of it. What was my question was it a necessary action? Was that the last cause? So it was a very political decision, which ended up saving Governor Fubara from being impeached at the time. So this was extremely political dealing, and the people of Rivers State had nothing to do with it. Who suffered at the end of the day? It was the people of Rivers State, because during that time, development as you know it politically and all of that did not cease, it just was put on hold. Then it lifted, and then we came back. And you expect that we are going to move forward. Where are we? Right back to where we started.
So, I can see you support the state of emergency because you have a good relationship with President Tinubu, which a lot of people felt was an aberration, shouldn't have been done. If President Tinubu says, Tonye, work with Wike, would you do it?
It depends on whether or not work with Wike means that... No, it depends on whether work with Wike means that the people, for once, are going to be at the center of it. But if you work with Wike... so if work with Wike means that continue what we're seeing, no, I won't do it.
So that means you don't have qualms with working
with
Wike?
No, I don't... Look...
If President Tinubu says you should work with Wike, despite all that has transpired in the past?
Okay, and a good question. I don't have qualms working with anybody as long as what we're doing is putting aside some very, very petty grievances to ensure that we are focusing on the development of the state. Rivers State requires the involvement of every single person for us to develop. We've hit a 20-year regression. For us to move forward, the Wikis, the Sims, the Amichis, the Celestine Omeyas, the Secondos, including the kings like Asari and all of them, all must be on the table.
So for you, is President Tinubu say so? As long as, because normally, if nobody says it, or then like President, you will not be able to work with Wike. But now, if President Tinubu says it, because you are very loyal to President Tinubu.
A good point.
But in all of this, what has your loyalty to President Tinubu given you? You've been vying for this since 2019. We know what happened in 2019. They've schemed you out. We know what happened in 2023. And you are continuing the path of loyalty. The same loyalty that you did to President Tinubu. Once Wike delivered Rivers for him, Wike said he was going to put his own person there. I mean, he was going to deliver his own person, and he did deliver his own person. So this, your loyalty to President Tinubu, you just defended him on an issue that a lot of people will disagree with you and say, shouldn't we defend him on the state of emergency? Because the state of emergency was not to save the impeachment. That's the government narrative. The state of emergency was President Tinubu talked far as a politician to give himself options. Because if he had impeached Fubara, he will only have one option to work with, that was a Wike. But today, he wants to become a beautiful bride because he has two of them to work with. So he's playing God now. Two of them can fight themselves over him. Last minute, he'll pick who he wants to work with. So it was about his decision in the end. But you, with this loyalty, what has this loyalty given you?
Beautiful question. First of all, I agree. So first of all, as to the reasons behind why President Tinubu did a state of emergency and what has been pushed forward, I cannot answer to that because I don't know. He alone can answer to that. However, the question that you ask is that we must begin to show very steadfast issues around politics. For me, I stand on the truth, which is that this is the journey with which we have started. And I'm not going to move just because of... I'm not serving any individual. I came...
And what about your Amici?
Amici is in ADC. He left. Did I follow him? No.
But he was your first political opponent.
Yeah, because I keep saying that somebody is going to bring you into politics.
So you've left Amici now for President Tinubu?
No, not for President Tinubu.
No, because you're loyal to President Tinubu.
No, please, let's understand it.
Yeah.
I stayed in APC because I believe 100% that I have a voice in the APC. We must be able to push APC forward in the way that it should be done correctly.
Will what you have done to Amici be called betrayal?
No.
Really?
Absolutely
not. A man that fought for you?
Absolutely not.
We need to wrap up now. But one question, brief answer, short. Will you say that the people of Rivers State have an alternative? After all, democracy is about choice.
Beautiful question.
Because when we talk about APC, we make it look like the people are in fact totally helpless and they are under the yoke of APC in Rivers State.
I am the alternative.
But you are in APC.
I am. You see, it's not a party. You said, do they have an alternative? And I said, I am the alternative in APC. Because right now, until others declare, I think there are only two people that have declared that they're going to run. One is Sim Fubara, who is, he hasn't even declared that he wants to run, but he has made every indication that he's interested. I am the second one. Until we have other options, it's two of us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tonye Cole, for joining us on The Morning Show.